Hi everybody, this is episode 41 of Broadcast UGC, and I'm Galactrix, and I'm here with Bazag.
Hello everyone.
And Jogan.
Greetings.
And the reason we got Jogan on this week is because we're playing his mission, Somewhere in Time, which was reviewed on Podcast UGC recently, and we thought we'd give it a go.
Would you like to give a brief description of your mission for everyone, Jogan?
Yeah.
Alright, Somewhere in Time begins, as you can see here on Deep Space Nine. We will be tasked to help a scientist run a scientific experiment that only he understands. So essentially we are going to be ferrying him around and essentially glorified chauffeurs. And that's all I'm going to say at the moment.
Don't reveal anything, spoilers. So let's get to the mission start place, and then you can read out the description on the way, Bazag.
Okay, so yeah, we have to go down to the promenade to actually start the mission. I'm just pulling it up myself, doing a search for it.
We haven't run around Deep Space Nine for a while on the show, have we? We've always been like in space, and it's nice to get around the galaxy.
Okay, well, the official description, I'll just read that for everyone. He's a Federation scientist comes on board for an experiment that could help the scientific community understand the fundamental principles of galactic rotation. But is everything as it seems? I've got the, do you want to do the, mission dialogue now, or wait till we're down at...
Let me just try and pick up the mission again. I just clicked on it and it said, sorry, unable to add the mission for some reason. So let me try again.
Got it.
I've already got it. Did I pick it up? Oh yeah. I picked it up already. That means I didn't read the...
That's what that means. Sometimes it will not show up in the mission.
I didn't read the hail then. Yep, I've got it. So, Federation scientist comes on board, you just read that, but now I can't read the VO dialogue, so...
Oh, well, I guess
you'll have to do that. You'll have to do that as well, Zach.
No, I've got to pick it up again. You want to read the...
There's Urbane. I can see Urbane. There you go. You're talking to the Vedic, or the Prylar, or whatever they are. Yeah, there you go. It's a Prylar. Got to get my Bajoran stuff worked out. I bet you knew that, Bazag. You knew that.
Oh, Vedic Prylar, yeah. Prylar is basically a lower rank religious guy, and there's the Vedic, which is part of the Vedic Council, and there's a Kai. Anyway, I got a science officer telling me we're being held by Starfleet Command.
Do you want to invite Zorbane on the team? He can like follow us around. I don't know. Otherwise he wants to hang around on Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, I can do that. Just let us know in chat rooms, Zorbane, if you want to.
Yeah. It's the first time we actually ran across someone randomly, while we've been playing a mission. We're live.
He said he's having internet trouble.
Felix is having internet trouble.
Felix is having it.
And Zorbane's just going to watch, because he's going to work on his mission. Next mission.
So let's get in there.
That we can understand.
Okay, let's read this. Greetings, Captain. I'm Rear Admiral Klein, head of the astrophysical research at Starfleet. I need your ship to assist in a scientific study. Dr. Matthew Stafford of the Daystream Institute has been researching dark matter for the past 40 years, and now he's come up with an experiment, but it needs to be done in the Cardassian sector. Now, I don't claim to fully understand this experiment of his, but Stafford is one of the top scientists in the entire Federation. As far as I can comprehend it, this experiment is designed to reveal how dark matter factors into galactic rotation.
Sounds fascinating.
Indeed, it could reveal some of the fundamental rules of how the galaxy works. This isn't a classified mission, but with the recent troubles in the region, Starfleet Command has decided to detail a frontline starship to help Stafford carry out his experiment, picking him up on Deep Space Nine and head to a point in space near the Ballon system. Give him anything he needs. He's a former Starfleet officer, so he should know your protocols. The whole scientific community is watching this one. Good luck. And we're on our way.
Oh, can we go in? We're gonna go through this door.
We
Cargo
can
bay.
go in. We're ready.
We're going to cargo bay 12, okay?
Yes, I'm slightly suspicious, Drogon, that your character is also named Stafford.
yeah, I noticed that.
I'll explain that in a second. Once we meet our NPC here.
So, Galactrix, any expectations?
I don't know. I just heard it was a good mission, and that's the only expectation I've got. I'm expecting it to be a good mission. Hopefully, come on. I have no idea what else the mission is about.
Sitting right here.
Yeah, well, I have no idea what to expect actually.
Well, the name Somewhere in Time hints that there's going to be some kind of time travel. Not sure.
Possibly.
I think, yeah, but I'm not sure exactly.
It's an interesting looking bridge officer you got there.
They're both stuck in the floor.
Oh, there they go. They're back.
You won't need them anyway.
Yeah, this guy looks kind of familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They look.
I'll take a moment and explain. Do you guys remember when you ran my mission called Over There?
Yes.
Yep.
The main villain in that was mirror universe version of this character.
Oh, so your character is the mirror universe version of.
I based this regular Star Trek Online character after my Foundry villain from that mission, and I wrote that one first, and then I was just kind of inspired to write. Okay, so what's the Prime Universe version of that guy like? So this is his mission.
Well, I've got a character that I use in Star Trek Online that I've put into a Foundry mission, but you work alongside him, and even that's a bit trippy. But fighting against yourself is going to be a bit interesting when it is yourself, not some alternate universe version.
Sure.
All right, let's talk to the doctor.
I'll do it as well.
Yeah.
I can do his voice. Vice Admiral, good to meet you. I've heard a lot about you over the years. I'm not one of those scientists who sticks my head so far into my work that I don't notice the world around me. I've seen the reports of your exploits on the news. Your transporter chief has beamed up all my equipment, so I believe we're ready to get underway. These are exciting times. Join me in your astromechanics lab when you get a chance. I'm sure you'll be interested to hear about my experiment. Bring any officers you like.
In other words, a way to say, "Oh, bring your away team."
Yeah.
It's energized.
Trying to explain a little bit as to why you would be running around your starship with your entire senior staff.
Yeah, I wondered if they were gonna, add in the option to change your away team size with season 6. It doesn't look like it's happened.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. I can't remember what's on the Foundry Road list anymore. You know, that roadmap they had with the we plan to add this stuff,
I,
and I can't remember what the heck, what they're
well,
gonna add anymore.
didn't they put that up at the very beginning of the Foundry and they've never changed it?
Yeah, exactly. So, has any of that stuff appeared? I mean, we've got map previews or whatever now. Was that on the list? And 3D objects in the Foundry editor, or
Hmm. They put in a lot of things that were not on the list.
that were not on the list. Yeah. So what list are they working on?
Yeah.
We're en route to the coordinates Dr. Stafford gave us. We should arrive shortly. In the meantime, I suggest we find the doctor and get some more details on this experiment.
But weren't we just there?
Well, yeah, but he must have,
What
come
was
up
it?
with us.
No, he did. This is a little bit later.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
hear that? Hear
We're
what?
we
A
know.
voice sounds like Stafford. Continue. We're almost there, Kalesa, almost. We're so close. Who's he talking to? Is this supposed to be coming up now? This dialogue that
Yeah,
I'm seeing?
yeah. We're
Yeah, yeah, it's supposed to be coming up.
yeah, we're overhearing a conversation. We're not quite there. I mean,
Ah,
we're not.
right, okay. I just wondered why I was the only one reading it. I was
Uh,
thinking, what the hell?
Because you weren't pausing and giving us a chance to jump in there.
Well, I paused for the first one. I was waiting for Bazak to do the tactical officer, but
uh,
so who's doing this done
uh,
now?
Oh no. Then I'll be
Yeah,
able to put things right.
he must be just
must
around the
be
corner.
just yes. Connor.
He is around the
Okay,
corner.
there's no one there though. Strange. Who's this Kalesa?
Oh, Vice Admiral, I was just going to do some more calculations in your science lab.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I'm fine, just fine. Excited for the experiment, that's all.
We thought you heard you talking to someone.
Oh, I was just talking to myself, yes. An unfortunate habit, that.
You
Options.
meant so we maybe you should lie down, or you mentioned probably at a mention.
Yes, I see that. It needs a ED on the end.
So which one? Chat
Take
room.
notes. Chat room. You mentioned a Kalesa, or maybe you should lie down. I would go with you mentioned a Kalesa, because that's just too strange to ignore.
You're intrigued.
Yes.
Oh, Zubin says tell him to lie down, he's crazy.
Yeah. All right. So you mentioned Akalesa. I'm sure I didn't. Now I'm rather busy. Can't stay and talk. Lots to do before the experiment.
I was hoping you'd explain it to me.
I am sorry, but there is still much more I need to do to prepare. If you wish to know more, I've left relevant details on your astrometrics lab. You may peruse the details for yourself. Good day.
Good day, Doctor.
I like the piping on the ceiling. Don't usually see that on my ship.
Well, I was running the same thing that Kirkfat was running into, which is there's like little to no ceiling decorations.
Wow, green sky.
Let's see if we can jump out the window.
No, you can't.
Aww.
Because I know that's the first thing everybody does when they see something like that is they try and jump out the window.
You've done a pretty amazing job with the sky, though. You can't even. How high did you build it up?
Not very high, because it's actually built. If you go right here and look this direction, you can see
Oh,
it's
I can
built
see.
above
Yeah,
Starbase
there you go.
39. So it's
Starbase
actually an
39.
interior map. which
Ah,
gives you
we can see all the secret
access
sauce.
to a whole range of sky
Cool.
that's different from your outdoor mount. Quite proud of this astrometrics lab. Kind of modeled it off the one on Voyager. But of
Let's
course, since this is STO, it has to be cavernously large.
let's access the experiment data.
Yes, it appears to be in the process of beaming out.
It looks like this experiment uses an omnidirectional nadion pulse to essentially light up the dark matter, in theory without altering its characteristics. Most of the experiments done to make dark matter detectable have altered its makeup and behavior in some way. You can only get so much from that. The Doctor's experiment should allow scientists to study dark matter in as close to its natural state as we can get.
Fascinating. Oh, yeah, that makes no sense.
I don't know, it made sense to me. Scientist.
Fascinating then.
Fascinating.
Yes, it's no ordinary nadion pulse either. The Doctor is having the engineering department install a lot of modifications on the main deflector.
What sort of modifications?
I couldn't even begin to tell you, sir.
Starfleet ordered us to give him everything he needs, so who are we to argue with one of the top minds in the Federation?
You seem a little off to you.
He seemed a little off to Zylvain, definitely. Yes,
Yeah.
not at all as friendly as he was when we met him on D Space Nine.
Nervous. He seemed very nervous, like we'd caught him at something.
I want to know more about him.
More. We can look up his personnel file over there on the library computer, sir. Where is it? It's not flashing. Flashing computer. Oh, there it is.
Lies.
Do you like the new flashing effect they have on this thing with the glowy lines? I think it's interesting.
I don't know why it shows up on some and not others.
Here we are. Born on Earth in 2350, attended Starfleet Academy in the command program, served on the USS Bozeman and the USS Crazy Horse as ensign, promoted to lieutenant in 2374 and assigned as helm officer to the USS Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
That's right about when the Dominion War broke out, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Kansas was attached to the Second Fleet. They were right in the thick of it. Oh, it says here he married Kalesa, a Zindi, about 2 months into the war. She was a lieutenant on the Kansas. She was killed in the line of duty on Stardate 51259.1 when the Federation fleet retook Deep Space Nine.
Operation Return.
Yes, sir. One of the major turning points in the war.
Imagine he took a death hard.
Looks like he resigned as soon as the armistice had been signed. A few years later, he applied to the Daystrom Institute and was accepted into the astrophysics program. Since then, he's been doing mainly theory work. Looks like this is one of the first times he's actually gone into the field.
We should note, sir, that the battle where his wife was killed took place right around the coordinates we're heading to.
Huh?
Yes, sir. The Federation fleet was intercepted by a combined Dominion Cardassian fleet in deep space while en route from Starbase 375 to Deep Space 9. The coordinates are precisely the same as those provided to us by Dr. Stafford.
Coincidence? I don't know why there'd be any connection, but I'll look into it.
So why was he saying his wife's names when she'd been dead for 40 years?
Some wounds never heal.
Oh, like Zylvain says, he's crazy.
He's crazy. Yeah, he's crazy. Maybe coming to this area of space brought it all back.
Bridge to the captain.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We're nearing the coordinates for the professor's experiment.
We're coming up to the ridge. Oh, this is a few times we're not just immediately. So yes, well, I was going to say that one few times we're not transported, but we are going to be transported. It's just in a turbo
Transporting out of a
lift.
turbo
Yeah.
lift? What? Let's go. I'm beaming out of a turbo lift.
Why did we beam out of the turbo lift? Some
They really
transporter chiefs having fun
gotta
with us.
fix that. I don't know when they're gonna fix it, but they really gotta fix it.
You just need like a little drop down menu. It gives you a bunch of options for
You know
how
how
you
we
want
leave
to
the
exit the
map.
map. Just
Yeah.
fade to black, or transport, or what?
You know that actually is an effect they use when you're on your bridge and you're standing next to your captain's chair. There's a little button that says leave the bridge, and if you click on that, it does a little letterbox effect instead of beaming you out.
Yeah, that's precisely what we need.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at this, my little Defiant.
Yep.
Yeah, this should be much more fun because I ditched my giant Odyssey cruiser.
What are you
I
flying
can
now?
turn again. Mirror Universe Sovereign.
Ah, haven't
kinda
seen one of those
fits.
before.
Do you want to read this guy out?
Sure. All right, Vice Admiral. I'll observe from deflector control. We're just about ready. I need you to take some readings for me. I'll feed the coordinates to your helm. I've also sent out some probes to each location. If you have trouble, use your sensor scan.
He seems calmer.
Oops, I can't restore
Yes, sir, he
my
does.
UI. There you go.
Let's just get started and get this over with. You need to change the names of these objects.
Invisible object, 100
Yes,
foot.
I'll warn you, I have not done any updates to this mission since Season 6.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
At least now this will give me a chance to know what I need to do.
Yeah, put names in all the
Mm-hmm.
dialogues. That's going to be fun. There we go. Well, invisible object number 2. Yeah, there we go.
I have the readings now, and I've calculated the precise position to activate the Nadion pulse. I've given those coordinates to your helm. Proceed, Vice Admiral.
Activating. Oh, I must have flew out of range. My ship just won't stop.
What
Whoa.
happened? Where did those ships come from? Let's
Vice Admiral, yeah, go ahead.
Since the edge of a large battle, I'm reading nearly 2,000 ships.
Now, can you actually spawn in 2,000 ships in the Foundry? Yeah.
No.
That's
Sir,
right on the edge of the battle.
something's very wrong here. I'm getting all kinds of navigational errors. It's like the stars aren't where they're supposed to be.
What do you mean?
If this is right, the star patterns coincide with where they would have been 40 years ago.
You're saying we've gone back in time?
Sir, the transporter just activated.
What? Who beamed out?
Looks like someone rigged the system for a site-to-site transport off the ship. According to the computer, the only one missing is Dr. Stafford.
Where did he go?
Looks like he didn't encrypt the destination. He beamed onto one of those ships. The USS Kansas.
You're not serious.
If we had gone back in time somehow, we're right in the middle of Operation Return. and Stafford just beamed to the ship where his younger self is, and where his wife is about to be killed.
He must be trying to save her.
We can't let him
We
alter the
can't-
timeline.
You have to find the USS Kansas.
Well, I see the Paragon over there. USS Drogon. Okay.
USS Black.
USS
Oh.
Bazag. I see USS Bazag. There it is.
What class did you make it? I don't recognize it. Oh, it's a
It's a
Little
saber.
Miranda. Oh, it's a saber. There you go.
yeah, escort. Good
Oh,
on
the
you.
ships are all gone. They're all gone. Oh, they're back in. I saw more flashes. Still haven't found it. USS Forrestal,
Oh, this
USS
way.
Kushan, USS something, Archer B, USS Thor. Cool.
Here we go, USS Kansas.
USS Richard Hammond.
Here we go, found it. Talk to the USS Kansas. I found her, sir. Her shields are down. We can beam an away team on board. I've rigged up a portable dekion. Is that?
Yeah, Dekion.
Yeah, you need to change that to. I think it's with a K. Anyway, Dekion field. It'll keep us off their eternal senses.
Are you ready to transport?
Energize.
Energize.
So how long did it take you to come up with names for all those ships?
Not too long, because I wasn't really being serious about most of them.
I like USS
And
Bazag.
most of those are, like way up the chart, so they won't spawn unless you got a group.
Yeah.
The ones down towards the bottom are the more serious names.
I wonder if there's a USS Galactrix, because that's the only guy that's on the show that didn't have a
I doubt it.
ship that we saw.
I can't remember if I put one in or not.
We have to make as little impact as possible.
Yes, I'd rather not get a visit from temporal investigations when we get back.
How do we get back?
One thing at
Yeah,
a time.
let's say Stafford can.
Stafford can, okay, we bet Stafford can do it. Right, find
Right,
Stafford
find
and make
Stafford,
him undo whatever
Undo
he
whatever
did.
it was he did.
How do we find him?
I read in his file that he was exposed to Omicron radiation 3 years ago in a lab accident. That sort of exposure leaves a trace for a long time. Tricorder range will be limited, however, because of all the damaged EPS conduits.
Let's start scanning. Oh, there's a scan
Scan
over
for
here.
Omicron radiation. Nothing yet, we should keep moving.
Oh, yes. I don't think anyone really thought that they'd find it.
Whoa.
This is the captain. Shields are down. Dominion boarding parties are beaming in all over the ship. Defend yourselves.
Omicron radiation, Zarbane says.
It could very well be a typo. It should be what Zorvain says here. Omicron radiation.
Oh, Radion, he says, actually, but never mind.
Oh, Radion.
Is that in the dialogue or in the interact?
Whoa. This is totally non-interference.
Yeah, well, we
they'd
sort
have killed
of.
us. They're Jem'Hadar.
Ooh, catch yourself white.
That's that's funny. We actually picked up Catcher Salt White from a Jem'Hadar.
Yep.
I love the big hole in the side of the ship.
Yeah, we all know what
This is just the perfect map for this.
Yeah, this is Saratoga.
Mm-hmm. Still nothing, we should keep moving.
Hopefully, since all these Starfleet officers are fighting for their lives, don't look too closely at our uniforms.
Yeah, and see that I'm a Bajoran. Oh, because they weren't.
There's some Bajorans in Starfleet.
Yeah, that's
Not many.
true. There wasn't. Yeah, but none would have a Vice Admiral Pips.
It's alright. My bridge officer that I brought along is a Zenkethi, so don't think there's many of them in Starfleet.
We got big guns.
Good thing I didn't bring along my Ferengi. This is taking too long.
I agree.
We'll
We'll
never be
never
able
be
to
able to-
every deck before he has a chance to alter the timeline.
Suggestions.
We could use their internal sensors. They would be able to cut through the interference.
Let's get this done and get out of here.
Die, Jem'Hadar, die! Now, where's the sensors?
There we go.
Okay, oh, there we go.
Now that we're out of combat.
There is that risk, but the crew is... I think we missed something.
There was dialogue telling you that we need to go to the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Well,
get,
let's get it done.
The risk was that, people would notice us. But
True.
they're in the heat of battle, so hopefully they won't.
And hopefully there's no, cameras recording us.
So now, I just want to get back to my own time and kill Borg. Borg are fun to kill. Well, Tholians are funner if I had a freezer gun.
Ooh, Galaxy Bridge. And there's a Jem'Hadar cruiser off starboard aft.
Evasive pattern, Riker Alpha, Mr. Stafford.
Aye, sir.
That's the Doctor's younger self. We should get to the sensors.
Let's press the V button. No V button.
No, V button.
No.
You'd have to look at the map.
Map. Here we go. Scan for Omicron radiation. I'm picking up Omicron radiation on deck 8 in the mess hall.
Right, let's get out of here.
Hey, who
It's
are
alright.
Captain, the Defiant is broken through. They're heading towards Deep Space Nine.
Can we get to them?
No, sir, we're still boxed in. The Klingons are hammering the Dominion fleet. Oh, that's a bad typo there. Hammering the Dominion fleet on its flanks. If we try and link up with them, we can get free.
We'd better make our exit.
Yeah.
Quickly, let's get to
Quickly.
Deck 8.
We were never here. It was only a figment of your imagination.
You noticed nothing.
These are not the Starfleet officers you're looking
I
for.
see nothing!
So what class of ship was the Kansas when you flew out to Bazag?
I forgot.
It's a Galaxy class.
Yeah, I guess from the bridge.
I made it specifically so I could use that bridge. Because at the time, there were really only a few bridges in the Foundry. Since I made this mission, they've added many, many more.
Ooh,
Oh, really?
I know this map too.
Oh,
I
it's the
used
doctor
mind games.
and a woman.
And Calissa, Dr. Stafford.
She's dead. I don't understand it. She died exactly like last time. That plasma conduit blew up, threw her across the room. She hit her head too hard, caused hemorrhaging in the brain. Zindi primates are particularly prone to that. That's what the doctors told me the first time.
What happened, Doctor?
I did everything she said, but I was still too late. Rounded the corner just as it exploded. She died in my arms. That didn't happen the first time.
Everything you said.
Kalesset, she told me how to make the equipment, taught me how to make the calculations. It took me 40 years, and still I failed.
How could she have told you?
I've been seeing her. Somehow, some part of her must have remained. She appears to me.
How is that possible?
Perhaps I can answer that.
What?
Oh no, it's
Oh.
a ghost.
Oh. Map transfer of mystery. What's going to happen? Ooh.
What's going on?
They need to add sound keys into the Foundry as well. You can have like the best of both worlds ending like to be continued. Da, 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 da. Like, right at that bit. Now, was she like speaking from the ground, or was that just a disembodied voice, or was there like another one around the place, or beaming in? Or...
Really meant for that. Sort of a combination. More like disembodied voice.
Uh-oh, we're in a strange place.
With
Casmodian just logged in. Casmodian just logged in. No.
Is that an anomaly on the ground?
It is.
Ooh, nice. Pretty. What in the name of...
Where
are we?
I don't know, but I imagine she does. Kalessa or whoever, whatever she is. Even then, I'm jumping over to her.
Oh yeah, there you go. So
I've got
Bane
heart
says he's
disease.
getting Battlestar Galactica kind of vibes from this kind of thing. I must apologize for commandeering your ship, Vice Admiral. Let me say, I'm not Kalessa Stafford.
I suspected that.
You do not know my species, but we know you. We were like you once, but we shed our corporeal forms. We now exist as pure energy, and more importantly, we exist as in a single point in space, at a single moment of what you perceive as time.
Go on.
I existed here, in this moment, until your battle was fought. The sheer amount of energy released at the point in space-time ripped me from my existence.
You've been trying to get home?
Yes, existing outside of our home moments is extremely taxing for my species. You might want to check that spelling there. Eventually, I would have...
Extremely.
Yeah.
Extremely.
Eventually, I would have died. I would have died sooner, but I found Matthew. I sensed in him a latent intelligence that could be used to get me home. So I took the form of his dead wife. I instructed him in how to build a device that would allow me to travel back in time with him to this moment so I could get home.
You tricked him.
I was desperate. I was dying. He helped me of his own free will, but yes, I did trick him into believing I was his wife. But she was dead, and is dead again. I could not prevent it. I believe it was always destined to be. I'm sorry, Matthew.
There never was a way to save her. 40 years wasted.
Not wasted. You saved me. In all our years, let's actually, Electrics, you continue on.
Oh yeah, okay. Not wasted, you saved me. In all our years together, I came to care about you. I regretted the pain I knew I had to put you through. Can you forgive me?
Maybe. I don't know. I just don't know what to do now. For 40 years I've been consumed with trying to get to this moment. Now I find out the reason I came is not what I thought it was, and my wife is dead. I'm an old man. How do I live without purpose?
Well, you could stay with me.
What? Here?
Yes, there is much I could show you. Time has no meaning to us here. We could be young together for as long as you wish.
You
changed.
I will stay. Maybe you can help me forget my pain.
The young Stafford. How did you get the Q flash to happen?
Oh, it's one of the animations you can set. Unfortunately, they beam in and then they flash. It's kind of stupid.
So will it just keep repeating after?
No, it doesn't seem to.
So the Q flash is just a single kind of, one loop.
Mm-hmm. Just a one-off thing. Look at me. I'm 40 years younger.
Are you sure about staying with her, or you look good?
Oops, I already clicked on it. Are you sure?
Yeah, well, let's go with that anyway. I was going to click on that.
All right. I know she tricked me. I know I spent 40 years chasing a dream, not knowing if I was even sane, going to exhaustive lengths to hide the true nature of my experiments. I need to rest, but I'm not ready to die.
You trust her? For all you know, she could be lying.
That's a good point.
We've been together for 40 years. It's difficult to explain, but even though I know she's not my wife, it's like we're a part of each other. I trust her. I want to do this.
Good luck.
I promise no harm will come to him. Now that I've returned to where I belong, I can send you back to your time. Do you wish to go now?
Yes, thank you. Let's get out of here. This anomaly is making my head spin.
Interesting kind of setting. I haven't seen this kind of set before, with a weird anomaly in the middle and just nothing else around. How did you get all the white background? It was completely white all the way.
I'm using it's high above a ground map, and then I'm using one of the snowy.
Nah. Okay.
Yeah, one of the snowy backdrops. Not one that drops actual snow, but one that just makes the sky white.
Definitely seemed like a Star Trek kind of thing, with like the guy staying behind. It kind of reminded me of the motion picture, the end with Ilea and Decker, but.
A little bit.
That and I suppose also there was something else, but I've forgotten. I'm a bit tired this morning. I stayed up till 1 a.m.
The end of Deep Space Nine, maybe,
Mass Effect,
could be the end of Deep Space Nine with like Cisco staying at the end, going, oh, and then Cassidy with like speaking in the wormhole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of inspiration to draw on,
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on.
Right. Vice Admiral, where did you come from? Where did the fleets go?
When are we? We should scan for stellar drift. Try and confirm what time we are in.
Oh, check star positions. Stellar drift aligns with the current star charts. We are back in the 25th century. Let me check the nearest Federation time beacon. Yep, we're back almost exactly the same moment we left.
We're being hailed by Starfleet.
On screen.
Your ship, this is Admiral Klein. Deep Space Nine reported you dropped off their sensors. What happened? Was there a problem with the experiment?
You could say that.
Dr. Stafford tricked us, sir. You can send us back in time 40 years.
He did what?
He was trying to save his dead wife.
I never knew he had a wife.
She died in the Dominion War. But it was actually an energy being that was trying to get home.
That's right. Stop. Wait. Stop. You better put this all down in a report and forward it to me. In the meantime, you may resume your duties. But if what you told me is true, I'd expect a visit from temporal investigations.
Son of a...
That's so funny. That's the best ending line, that is. There you go. Oh, I can give tips now again. Yay, tip 100.
Yay.
So, what did you think of that, Bazag?
I'm still deciding. I don't know whether to give it a 4 or 5.
I gave it a 5 because I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt with the
that I need to
typos,
fix.
yeah. Typos will be fixed, probably.
It's a chronic problem of mine.
Yeah,
I gave it a
well,
5.
it's,
I really
kind of
liked
problem
it.
with mine as well. So I'm gonna say 5, and not gonna take a star off for typos.
I definitely had a fun time with this mission. It did remind me of Trek at lots of times with the going back in time. We've already said that the bit that reminded me of the motion picture and the storyline itself. It seems like a Trek episode.
Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of the comments I've been getting. Is it it seems like an episode of Star Trek, something you'd see on the Next Generation or Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, and some interesting sets we've seen before, seen as well with the tricks I hadn't really thought of, like building the astrometrics lab above Starbase 39, so you could get that cool greeny nebula effect in the back, and the big white anomaly we were standing in the last map. That was interesting.
I'll tell you a funny little thing about that astrometrics lab though. When you build above an interior map like that, you have to make sure that you build right over the geometry of the original map. If you get too far away, you actually can't place NPCs on it.
Oh,
You're
really?
too far horizontally from the original Starbase 39, and you can't put any NPCs on it. So where Dr. Stafford is in the hallway, that is the extreme farthest away you can put an NPC.
That's a good tip.
So that's why he's standing there and not in the...
Not in the astrometrics lab. Okay, yeah, that makes sense now.
But it actually it realizing that made me rewrite that scene so that you find him in the hallway and you pass him and he's acting all weird and kind of gives you a strange vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
So it was one of those instances where the limitations of the Foundry actually, I think, helped. Because I was looking for a way to sort of have the player, cast doubt in the mind of the player as to, who is this guy and what are his intentions.
Yeah,
is he crazy?
It did give us the is he crazy bit through the Zulane was going, he's a crazy man, don't trust him.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I think
That's exactly the vibe I was going for.
What about you, Zach? What did you think of the maps? Which one was your favorite?
It's the last map with the anomaly was quite unusual, and I like the anomaly, but I'm gonna have to go for the astrometrics lab as well.
Right.
Cool. Just because just using the starbase as a point to build a custom map ROM is.
How long did it
Well,
take you to
you can
build that?
Not actually too long. I think I built it, most of it, in one sitting.
Wow.
And then it was just tweaks later. The longest part of that build was those pipes on the ceiling, getting them to line up properly.
Oh yeah, that must
Because
have been awful.
the actual the graphics you see on the top down map were of no help whatsoever.
Yeah, they're rubbish. I tried lining up things once before. They never lined up. They just went all crazy, and there were
No,
gaps.
they never line
Even
up
though
properly.
the
So,
even though
so
the preview
you just got to
doesn't
tweak
work.
it and then tweak it and tweak it and tweak it.
Although I saw an interesting tip from KirkFat earlier in an upcoming episode of Primetime UGC. You'll be able to see a tip for
Right, yeah.
placing map thingies. So, sneaky peeky. So
Yeah, so everyone watch Primetime
everyone
UGC
watch
this week.
Primetime UGC. It's coming out soon. And
That's this Monday. Next month. This Monday or next Monday? Does anyone know?
it's next Monday. It's not coming out this Monday.
Not
At
this
least I don't think so. No, not tomorrow. That's not what I've heard anyway. But what else did I want to ask about the technical details on the map? Oh yeah, the big space battle with all the ships coming out and the whole 2,000 suspected 2,000 ships. But how did you set that up?
Obviously, I can't show 2,000 ships.
Yeah, you can show about
quote
300 or
unquote.
something, but not 200. So what? How did you set that up so they didn't attack us? Were we just far enough away so they didn't attack us, or can you actually attack those ships?
Well, generally speaking, is when you have a big fleet battle like that, most of the enemy ships will ignore you if they've been engaged by the other NPCs first.
Right. So it was just lucky we didn't get blown up
It's
by.
just sort of one of those things where it kind of gives the player the option to join in the battle if they have no respect for the Temporal Prime Directive, or to just, follow their objective.
Have you ever come across a review that said the people left them alone and all the enemy ships beat all the Federation ships and then killed them all?
Nope, I have not run into that yet. In ours, the Federation ships all won.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were definitely outnumbering
My
whatever.
to have neither side win before you go to the next map. But players, they all play differently. So, some people might sit there and watch the whole thing. Some people might join in, or some people might go right to finding the ship and getting to the next map.
So there wasn't any space battle in this mission, unless you decided to join in that thing. No.
And even ground battles are optional. You can run
really?
right through the ground battles and not fire a single shot. Well,
so we could have ran through those Jem'Hadar, even though they were blocking the corridor.
There's that one in the hallway that, yeah, you have to fight those guys.
Okay, they're in the way. We'll take that.
So we have actually returned. So because we killed those guys and they weren't supposed to die the first time because of us, we've returned to an alternate timeline.
Yeah, we've changed everything now. Something's probably changed. That's not supposed to happen.
Yes. We all look like younger and hotter versions of ourselves, and
we're in the JJ verse. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
This is an alternate reality. There you go, JJ verse. So, anything else you want to say, Bazag or Durgan?
Well, I tell you, I linked some music for you guys earlier. It's called "The Haunting" by Camelot, and the phrase "somewhere in time" is from the chorus. That's where I got the title. And the song, I actually loosely based the plot off the song as well. It's all about, recognizing that the person you're with is not who they appear to be, not who your mind would like them to be.
No, that's really. So, is that where you got the whole idea for this mission, or did you just hear the song before? Or
it is.
So the song is the inspiration for this mission.
It's one of my favorite songs, and I was just listening to it one day, and I just started thinking,
should I play a clip of the song, or we'll just leave a link in the show notes, or I'm just going to play a clip just so people know what we're talking about.
Most of my missions have song titles, mission titles, just as a place. This is actually one of the shorter missions that you guys have played, I think.
Yeah.
But I never intended it to be a 3-hour mission.
Yeah, it was about an hour, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty good considering
that's what it says
that. which is pretty good
Yeah.
considering that we read all the dialogue and stuff out as well. So we
and laugh at typos.
yeah.
A good 10 minutes laughing at typos.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got to say that this week. So we'll see you again next week for another mission. And goodbye.
Goodbye.